Good morning, students. In previous class, we studied animal kingdom. In that, vertebrates that and all completed. So now today we are going to be enter into the new chapter, that is structural organization in animals. Structural organization in animals. Okay. Structural organization. Sorry, this is not problem. Structural organization in animals. What is that? New chapter, that is structural organization in animals. So in this chapter particularly we are going to study the animal tissues. Next, along with that, some of the animals morphology, structure, that and all we are going to study. So what are that? Particularly we are going to study the morphology, that and all we are going to study of that different animals. Those animals are cockroach, next earthworm, and frog. Okay, cockroach, earthworm and frog. So these in the NEET syllabus, these two are not there in NEET syllabus. Only cockroach, that also he mentioned brief account, like that he mentioned. Brief account, like that he mentioned. Okay, do you understand what I'm going to say? So he mentioned very brief account, like that he mentioned. So that we are going to study. So first we are going to see this one, animal tissues in structural organization in animals, particularly animal tissues which is going to present. And next one, cockroach, next earthworm, frog is there. So these two, earthworm and cockroach, which are not present in NEET syllabus, only cockroach which is going to present, that also he mentioned brief account. So this one it is going to be present. So first we are going to study the animal tissues. So later on, at last, this is the last importance. After completion of all the chapters, we are going to study about this cockroach. Okay. First, animal tissues we are going to be go through. Animal tissues. We are going to study the animal tissues. Okay. So animal tissues. Animal tissues. Okay. First, cells which are going to be present in animal's body. Suppose if I want to say some of the unicellular organisms. So these unicellular organisms, example if I want to say amoeba, next paramecium, euglena. So these are the unicellular organisms. These unicellular organisms having single cell. With that single cell, they are going to be perform various different types of activities, physiological functions, vital activities like digestion, respiration, is that right? Next, what do we call circulation. Of course, this particular activities may not be efficiently, but anyhow they are going to perform with the single cell. Whatever the digestion, next whatever the respiration, circulation, reproduction, that and all they are going to be performed. But whatever the performing those activities are not that much efficient. Okay, this is regarding unicellular organisms. If you take multicellular organisms, in these multicellular organisms, particularly multicellular organisms means all the examples you can able to take it animals. So in that human beings also which are going to comes under. So in these multicellular organisms, these whatever the cells, more number of cells which are going to be grouped together form the specific tissues. these tissues which are going to be present in different locations in our body. So these tissues which are going to be perform specific functions. These tissues which are going to be perform specific functions. These tissues which are going to perform the specific functions. So these tissues, particularly these tissues which are going to be present in multicellular organisms, having a peculiar characteristic features which are going to be present based on their function. That particular structure of the cell which is going to be varies. Do you understand what I'm going to say? Based on their function, the structure of the cell which is going to be varies. Okay, so like that in multicellular organisms, whatever the unicellular organisms performing the vital activities, those vital activities particularly which are going to be performed in multicellular organisms much more efficiently than the unicellular organisms, much more efficiently than the unicellular organisms, because here it is single cell, but here it is more number of cells which are grouped together from the tissues, those tissues which are located in every organ system. That is the reason why they are going to be perform specific functions efficiently. They are going to be specific functions which are going to be performed efficiently. That is the difference between unicellular organisms as well as the multicellular organisms. Okay, that is about. Next, how they are going to perform tissues, because of the specific tissues. So these are the tissues. Okay, now we are going to be entering into the actual part of the tissues. What is mean by tissue? Tissue, tissue, a group of similar cells, same origin and specific in function, which are specific in function. Okay, group of, what is mean by tissue? A group of similar cells, same origin and which are going to perform the specific function. That is nothing but called tissue. So many exams they are going to make you confuse this one. You should not get confused. Make it clear. A group of similar cells which are having common origin or same origin and which are going to perform the specific function called tissue. Specific function is called tissue. Do you understand what I'm going to say? Tissue. The term tissue which was given by given by, introduced or given by scientist Bichet, Bichet. Bichet. The term tissue which was introduced by or given by Bichet. The term tissue which was given by Bichet. The term tissue which was given by Bichet. Study about tissues. Study of tissues called histology. Study of tissues called histology. The word which is going to be given by Mayer. Study of tissues is called histology. Study of the tissues is called histology. Okay, and the first tissue evolved in coelentrates. Coelentrates. What is coelentrate? It is the, I told you, please try to remember, animal kingdom. In that Porifera, after that Porifera, Coelentrata, Ctenophora, is that right? That I told you already, those phylums. So first tissue which was evolved in Coelentrata phylum. Okay, there are different types of tissues. Now we are going to see the types of tissues. Types of tissues. First, epithelials based on location, based on how these types of tissues which are broadly classified location, based on location, structure, based on location, structure and function. Tissues which are going to be classified into based on location, structure, function. Tissues which are going to be classified into first epithelial tissue, epithelial tissue, epithelial tissue. Okay, next connective tissue, connective tissue. Next one muscular tissue, muscular tissue. Next one nervous tissue, nervous tissue. Based on structure, location, function, these tissues which are differentiated into four types of tissues. Those are epithelial tissue, those are epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscular tissue, nervous tissue, muscular tissue, nervous tissue. These tissues also again which are going to be classified. So these are also having little classification. This also having little classification, like that. Every tissue which are having little classification. That one I am going to make it in a chart wise manner. You just go through it. Okay. That I am going to make it in a chart wise manner. Understood now? In that structural organization in animals, animal tissues which are going to present. So in that, then after that, along with that, morphology of various morphology and physiology part of that particular animals. Cockroach, frog, earthworm. In that cockroach only which are going to present in NEET syllabus. Earthworm and frog, it is not there. Okay, that you have to remember. So first we are going to go through the animal tissues. At last completion of the chapters, we are going to be go through the cockroach. Okay. So in that tissues, first unicellular organisms which are amoeba, paramecium, egrina, multicellular organisms which are having specific functions which are done by the specific tissues, which are tissues. This tissue nothing but a group of similar cells which are having same origin and specific in function. The term tissue which was given by Bichette. The term tissue which was given by Bichette. Study of tissues is called histology. Study of tissues is called histology. Next, first time evolved tissue which was evolved in which phylum, that is Coelenterata. Coelenterata in so many exams previously they asked. Next, types of tissues based on location, structure and function. Tissues which are classified into epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscular tissue, nervous tissue, muscular tissue, nervous tissue. Okay. Now we are going to make it chart. Then you can able to broadly you can able to understand. Okay. Now we are going to make it chart. First, animal tissues. So in that, first animal tissues. This chart is very important to understanding. Please. Okay, animal tissues. This one. Okay, animal tissues. So in that first one, what is that? Epithelial tissue. First one, it is going to be epithelial tissue. Epithelial tissue. Tissue I am going to write to make it as small. Okay, epithelial tissue. Next one, which is going to be connective tissue. Connective tissue. Next one, muscular tissue. Muscular tissue. Next one, nervous tissue. Nervous tissue. Okay, nervous tissue. So this is tissues. Okay, let me another chart please. So this chart piece is not clear. Okay, so in this epithelial tissue, which is going to be differentiated into simple epithelial tissue, sorry, this one also not writing well, simple epithelial tissue, simple epithelial tissue, simple epithelial tissue, I'm going to make it ET, okay, simple epithelial tissue, okay, here it is compound epithelial tissue, compound epithelial tissue, okay, this one simple epithelial tissue and compound epithelial tissue. So here it is, I'm going to make it this one again, simple epithelial. This simple epithelial tissue again, which is going to be differentiated into this one again, which is going to be differentiated into, okay, here it is simple epithelial tissue again, which is going to be differentiated into again squamous epithelial cells, squamous. This one I'm going to write it in this way, in this manner I'm going to make it. Why? Because no space, so that's what, in this manner I'm going to make it squamous, squamous epithelial tissue. Next cuboidal, cuboidal. Next columnar, columnar. Next one ciliated, ciliated. So same here also, same like that here also, which is going to be differentiated like this, okay. First one squamous, compound squamous. Next one cuboidal, compound cuboidal or stratified, okay. This one columnar, this one at last it is ciliated again, this also ciliated, ciliated. And next here it is connective tissue, this connective tissue which is again, which is going to be differentiated into this connective tissue, which is going to be differentiated. I am going to make it down, this is going to be this again, which is going to be differentiated into dense connective tissue, dense connective tissue, okay, dense, dense, here it is dense regular connective tissue, okay, dense regular, dense regular connective tissue. Here it is dense irregular connective tissue, dense irregular connective tissue, okay. Here it is dense regular connective tissue and dense irregular connective tissue. Of course, before that we are going to be make it, here it is one more, sorry, the place it is not sufficient, let me, here this is the, here it is the first loose connective tissue. Next here it is dense connective tissue, dense connective tissue, okay, loose connective tissue, dense connective tissue. Next this one here it is specialized connective tissue, specialized connective tissue, again reticular connective tissue. At last mucoid connective tissue, mucoid connective tissue. Here it is no space, here it is no space, I am going to write here it is mucoid connective tissue, mucoid connective tissue, okay. So this, in this again loose connective tissue, which is going to be differentiated into, at last I am going to explain, no need to worry, okay. Areolar connective tissue, adipose connective tissue. This one dense connective tissue, dense regular, dense regular connective tissue, dense irregular, dense regular connective tissue, dense irregular connective tissue, okay. Here it is specialized connective tissue again, which is going to be differentiated into This specialized skeletal connective tissue, skeletal. Okay. Next one. This one. Okay. At last, I'll write all the things. Then you can able to easily will get it. At last, no need to. I will mention all the things at a time. It is you are going to make it confused. Bone, cartilage, blood, lymph. So these all are which are comes under specialized connective tissue. These all are which are going to becomes under specialized connective tissue. Okay, again here it is muscular connective tissue given three types. Okay, striped connective tissue, not connected, striped muscular tissue, unstriped. Okay, cardiac muscular tissue. Here it is, there is no any differentiation. Okay, here is there is no any differentiation. Nervous tissue. Okay, do you understand what I am going to say? First I am going to make it. This one again I will go through this one. You can able to understand very clearly. Okay. First, animal tissues. So in these animal tissues, which are going to be differentiated into epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscular tissue, nervous tissue. Is that right? So in that epithelial tissue, again which are going to be differentiated into simple epithelial tissue, compound epithelial. Either simple epithelial or compound epithelial, again which are differentiated into squamous epithelial, cuboidal, columnar and ciliated. So here also same, squamous epithelial, cuboidal, columnar and ciliated compound. Here it is connective tissue once again which is differentiated into, here it is loose connective tissue, dense connective tissue, specialized connective tissue, reticular connective tissue and mucoid connective tissue. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 connective tissue which is differentiated into 5. Loose connective tissue, dense connective tissue, specialized connective tissue, reticular connective tissue and mucoid connective tissue. And this one, loose connective tissue again which is differentiated into areolar connective tissue, adipose connective tissue. Dense connective tissue again which is differentiated into dense regular connective tissue, dense irregular connective tissue. Dense regular, dense irregular. Again this dense regular also which is going to be again, it is going to be tendon and ligament. Tendon and ligament. Tendon and ligament. This is dense regular connective tissue. Dense irregular connective tissue, example here it is skin, you can able to take it, skin, dense regular connective tissue, skin. And specialized connective tissue, here it is again which are having bone, cartilage, blood, lymph. Here it is bone, cartilage, blood, lymph. These are comes under specialized connective tissue. These are comes under specialized connective tissue. Next, reticular connective tissue and mucoid connective tissue, there is no any differentiation. Next, if you comes to that muscular connective tissue, this muscular connective tissue which are having striped muscular tissue. Next, here it is unstriped or smooth muscular tissue, smooth. Here it is cardiac tissue. Next, at last, nervous tissue. There is no any differentiation. So first we are going to be study the first epithelial tissue, one class, connective tissue. Next, in this connective tissue entirely about this. Next, muscular tissue, then nervous tissue. Like that we are going to be discuss. Understand what I am going to say? So now we are going to start the exactly what is epithelial tissue. Now we are going to start about epithelial tissue. We are going to start about epithelial tissue. Clear? Now we are going to start the epithelial tissue. Epithelial tissue. Epithelial tissue. First, epithelial tissue. Epithelial tissue. So among the all the animal tissues, first one is going to be epithelial tissue. This epithelial tissue, which is derived from all germ layers, What is gem layers? Gem layers are ectoderm, mesoderm, endoderm. In animal kingdom, that and all I told you. Please try to remember. Diploblastic as well as triploblastic. During embryonic stage, whatever the organs and entire organ systems which are going to be derived from these embryonic gem layers, from this ectoderm nervous system which is going to formation takes place, from this mesoderm digestive system alimentary canal which is formation takes place, from this endoderm various other organ systems which are going to formation takes place, like that I already itself I informed. Is that right? So this epithelial tissue which is derived from all three embryonic germ layers. Example if I want to say, so ectoderm, here it is example if I want to say, from this ectoderm what is going to be formation? Epidermis of the skin. Epidermis of the skin. It is the epithelial tissue. Epithelial tissue. Epidermis of the skin. Epidermis of the skin which is going to be comes under epithelial tissue which is derived from ectoderm. Suppose if I want to say mesoderm, coelomic cavities, coelomic epithelium, coelomic epithelium, coelomic epithelium, coelomic epithelium. This which comes under mesoderm. Next, if I want to say endoderm, alimentary canal, alimentary canal, epithelium of alimentary canal, epithelium of alimentary canal, lining of simply lining, alimentary canal lining, lining of alimentary canal. It is derived from endoderm. It is derived from endoderm. So what I am trying to say in this, epithelial tissue which is derived from all the three germ layers. In exams they ask epithelial tissue which is derived from ectoderm, option A, endoderm, option 3, option 3, next ectoderm, endoderm, option 4, ectoderm, endoderm, mesoderm. Option is going to be all fourth option, derived from all the embryonic germ layers. Clear? So that is epithelial tissue. Next, these epithelial tissues which are going to be, these epithelial tissues which are going to be particularly these epithelial, what is the, where these epithelial tissues which are going to present, which are present in external and internal parts of the cavities, external and internal, which are going to be present in external, internal, which are present in external, external and internal, which are present in external, internal body cavities, body cavities, thereby body cavities are lining, lining, thereby protect, thereby protection, thereby protection, provides protection, thereby protects, which are going to be present in external or internal body cavities, thereby which are in the form of lining, forms the lining, so thereby giving protection to that internal organs, internal organs, okay, giving the protection to that internal organs. And these epithelial cells which are epithelial cells, epithelial cells, epithelial cells are compactly arranged. Epithelial cells are compactly arranged. What is mean by compact? Compactly arranged. You take that particular cell, so these are going to be arranged like this, compactly. These cells which are going to be arranged in a compactly. So one it is going to be closely which are going to be attached, closely which are going to be attached, closely which are going to be attached. Cells which are going to be epithelial cells are compactly arrangement takes place. There is no intercellular fluid, 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 but intercellular materials which are going to present, intercellular materials are present, intercellular materials which are going to present, but there is no intercellular fluid, Intracellular fluid is going to be absent, but intracellular materials are present. Intercellular materials which are going to present. No intercellular fluid in that epithelial cells. Intercellular material which is going to be present. Do you understand what I am going to say? Here it is no intercellular fluid, but here it is intracellular materials which are going to be present. And whatever the cells which are going to be cells in between the epithelial cells, in between epithelial cells, various cell junctions which are going to be present, example, zonula adherens, next desmosomes, tight junctions. At last, completion of epithelial cells tissue we are going to discuss in detail regarding by diagrammatically what one epithelial cell which is having in between, what are the different types of these junctions which are going to present, that and all in detail we are going to study. Okay, so in between epithelial cells, cell junctions which are going to present, these are going to be which are communicate from one cell to another cell, okay. And blood vessels which are going to be absent in epithelial cells, blood vessels are absent in epithelial cells, which are going to be absent. Then how they are going to be surviving, how they are going to be get the food materials? These are going to be resting on epithelial cells which are going to be resting on basement membrane, epithelial cells which are going to be resting on basement membrane. Suppose this is the epithelial cells, these are the epithelial cells. So suppose these are the epithelial cells. On these epithelial cells, these are going to be resting on basement membrane. So this is the basement membrane. Suppose it is going to be these are the epithelial cells. So on that, these cells which are going to be present located on basement membrane, all the epithelial cells which are going to be resting on basement membrane, all the epithelial cells which are going to be resting on basement membrane. This basement membrane is non-cellular. Basement membrane is non-cellular. All the epithelial cells which are going to be resting on basement membrane. This basement membrane is non-cellular. This basement membrane is non-cellular. And what is going to be function of this basement membrane? Which epithelial cells which are going to be resting, resting, adhere attach and provides elastic support simply in without attachment, cells which are not going to be present. So that's what cells which are going to be present on basement membrane, and thereby basement membrane which is responsible for that adherence, attachment, and which are also provides basement membrane also which is going to provides the elastic support to that epithelial cells. Okay, do you understand what I'm going to say? Okay, next, another some more 2 or 3 properties still which are going to present. I'm going to make it. These epithelial cells having regeneration capacity. These epithelials are having regeneration capacity. These epithelial cells having regeneration capacity. These epithelial cells which are having regeneration capacity. Okay. These epithelial cells which are having regeneration capacity. Epithelial tissue which are derived from all the germ layers. Example, ectoderm, endoderm, mesoderm, and these are the different where it is going to be example for the deriving particular epithelial tissue. So present in external and internal body cavities of the lining and thereby giving protection to that particular structure. and epithelial cells which are going to be compactly, which are going to be arrangement takes place, compact arrangement of epithelial cells, and no intracellular fluid, no blood supply. And how they are going to be survive? This is the basement membrane, is that right? So in this basement membrane, underlying connective tissue is there, connective tissue. From this connective tissue, food material which is going to be provides through this basement membrane. This basement membrane which is going to be attached to that underlying connective tissue. From this underlying connective tissue, here it is blood vessels that are not there. That food material which are going to be providing from this underlying connective tissue for that what? Epithelial cells through this basement membrane. Okay. So no intracellular fluid and intracellular materials which are going to be present, and in between the epithelial cells, cell junctions which are going to present. Those are example zonula adherens. Next, desmosomes, tight junctions. Other also which are going to present. We are going to see in detail while studying those epithelial cell junctions. Blood vessels which are going to be absent. There is no blood vessels. There is no blood supply. In all the epithelial cells, there is no blood supply. Of course, exception. Inner ear, stria vascularis. In that is the epithelial tissue which is having blood supply. That is the exceptional case. Of course, maximum epithelial cells which does not have blood supply, except stria vascularis which is present in inner ear. Clear? Next, these all the epithelial cells which are going to be resting on basement membrane. And this basement membrane, it is a non-cellular layer. What it will do on this non-cellular layer, these cells which are going to be resting and which are going to be attached to that resting membrane, and which thereby this basement membrane provides the elastic support to that particular epithelial cells. And these epithelial cells which are having high regeneration capacity. Do you understand what I am going to say? This is about basic characteristic features of epithelial tissue. Basic characteristic features. Very, very important. Single character of this particular epithelial tissue is going to be very important for the exam. Okay. Now we are going to see these epithelial cells. These epithelial cells which are types, epithelial cell types. These epithelial cells are, some are flat, also known as squamous. Okay. Next one, cuboidal epithelial cells. Okay. Next one, columnar epithelial cells. At last it is going to be ciliated. Okay, ciliated. This ciliated which is going to present in cuboidal as well as the columnar. First, how these particular flat cells which are going to be present structure we are going to see. So this is the what we call flat cells, also known as this the nucleus which is going to present. Okay, in middle, it is not a base of that. So here it is. This is the basement membrane. Just now I told all the epithelial cells which are going to be present on basement membrane. All the epithelial cells which are going to be resting on basement membrane. Don't forget, this is the resting membrane. Next, how is the cuboidal epithelial cells? It is the cube-like cell. These are the cube-like cells. So which are going to be resting on the basement membrane. These cuboidal cells also which are going to be resting on the basement membrane. Next, long cylindrical structure. This is the columnar cell. So these columnar cells. Here it is the nucleus. See, here it is. This is the flat or squamous epithelial cell. Flat or squamous epithelial cell. Next, this is the cuboidal epithelial cell. This is the columnar epithelial cells. This is the cube-like structure. This is the cylindrical structure. And ciliated means whatever the cell, here it is having, suppose if you take, this is the cuboidal cell. This cuboidal cell which is having cilia. So that is the ciliated. If it is cilia which are going to present on that cuboidal, this is the ciliated cuboidal cells. If it is cilia which are going to present on the columnar, that is ciliated columnar cells. Understand what I am going to say? So that is about simply. See, all the cells, epithelial cells these are cell types. These are, first one it is going to be flat or squamous epithelial cells, cuboidal epithelial cells, columnar epithelial cells, ciliated epithelial cells. Flat, this is the flat cells. This is the cube-like structure of cuboidal cells. Cylindrical structure is columnar cells. Okay, all the epithelial cells which are going to be resting on, basement membrane. This basement membrane is non-cellular layer. Non-cellular layer which provides the anchoring support as well as the elastic support. If you take that particular, suppose if you take a flat cells, this is the flat cell. On this flat cell, here it is, what is that? Basement membrane which is going to present. This basement membrane again which is going to be differentiated into this. Suppose this is the basement membrane. Okay, this is the basement membrane. Epithelial cell which is going to be located on basement membrane. Where it is located? On the basal surface. So this is the free surface. So this is the basal surface. So this is the free surface. This is the basal surface. This is the free surface. On the basal surface which is located on basement membrane. On free surface. This free surface may be which is going to be, suppose if it is internally lining of the blood vessel, so thereby which may free surface which may be exposed to the external surface or may be fluid. External surface or fluid. If you take, this is the basal surface which is going to be lying on the basement membrane. This is connected to the underlying connective tissue, From this connective tissue, food materials which are going to be enter into this particular epithelial tissue. Epithelial cells does not have any sort of blood supply. Do you understand what I am going to say? Now, this basement membrane again which is differentiated into, suppose, so this is the basement membrane. This basement membrane again which is differentiated into two layers. This basement membrane again which is going to be differentiated into two layers. This is entirely, it is going to be basement membrane again which is going to be differentiated into two layers. First one it is going to be basal lamina. Second one it is going to be fibrous lamina. Also known as reticular lamina. Basement membrane which is again which is differentiated into two layers, that is basal lamina and fibrous lamina, also known as reticular lamina. This basal lamina which is going to be secreted, this is formed by mucopolysaccharides. These are the carbohydrates. Next, glycoproteins. These are the proteins. Mucopolysaccharides and glycoproteins. Basal lamina which is formed by the mucopolysaccharides and glycoproteins which are secreted by epithelial cells itself. Basal lamina which is secreted by epithelial cells itself. Fibrous lamina and reticular lamina which is having collagen fibers. collagen or reticular fibers. Collagen or reticular fibers, these are the proteins which are secreted by the connective tissue, which are secreted by the connective tissue. Do you understand what I am going to say? Please try to understand. Epithelial tissue, which is having three types of tissues, again, which is differentiated into flat or squamous epithelial cells, cuboidal epithelial cells, columnar epithelial cells, and ciliated. On these cuboidal and columnar, if cilia which are going to present, those are ciliated cuboidal cells or ciliated columnar cells. Like that, we are going to be make it. And all these epithelial cells which are going to be resting on basement membrane. So this basement membrane, it is a non-cellular layer which provides anchoring and provides elastic support, and from underlying connective tissue which provides the nutrient to the development of the growing of the particular epithelial tissue. Okay, basement membrane is a non-cellular. So epithelial cells does not have any sort of blood supply, and this basement membrane again, which is differentiated into two layers: basal lamina, fibrous or reticular lamina. Basal lamina, which is going to be secreted by the epithelial cells itself, those are glycoproteins and mucopolysaccharides. And fibrous or reticular lamina, which is made up of collagen or reticular fibers, which is secreted by connective tissue, underlying connective tissue of the basement membrane. Do you understand what I am going to say? So this is epithelial cells types, which are going to be types, epithelial cells types. In next class, we are going to discuss in detail about epithelial cells. Okay, so what these flat squamous cells, where these are going to be present, where cuboidal cells which are going to present, where columnar cells which are going to present, where ciliated cells which are going to present in our body, with examples, that and all we are going to study in next class. Okay, thank you.